Seems a little strange today because yesterday in the soul session, I had three other people on with me, and now it's just me again. So there you are. Let's just put aside everything that's been going on during the day. Just leave it to the best extent you can. Concentrate on the reading. And as I said before, this in itself, when you listen to it, truly listen to it, is a spiritual exercise. It's part of your spiritual practice. Reading uplifting material is really good. It's good for the soul, it's good for the mind, it's good for the body. It's always good. So here we go. Once again, as I said, it's Mary Davis who's written this month's daily readings, and this one is some practical advice. Forgive others, free your soul. And the first quote is from Desmond Tutu, who is, I'm sure a lot of you know, was a famous archbishop in South Africa. He lived through and came out of the apartheid era on the right side of it, you know, along with Nelson Mandela and some others. And he was one of the ones who was very active in trying to get rid of apartheid. He says, forgiveness says you are given another chance to make a new beginning. Forgiveness says you are given another chance to make a new beginning. And he and others in South Africa who suffered from the apartheid system and came out good know exactly. They lived through actually forgiving and not trying to, but creating a new country out of everything, a more equitable country. And Ernest Holmes in Guess Where? 365 Science of Mind, page 489. We should refuse to carry the negations of yesterday into the positive atmosphere of today. For today, the world is made new by our experience. So leave the past behind. And this is Mary Davis speaking. She says, over the years, I've thought a lot about the art of forgiveness in the process of trying to figure it out for myself. When I was making my way through the landmines of marital separation, I had a golden opportunity to look at forgiveness from every angle. I wondered if there were a way around it, an option to do it part way, the chance to hold a little grudge. But by holding on to my hurt, pain, and anger, I did more harm to myself than anything that happened during the marriage. By not fully forgiving, peace and healing eluded me. I came to realize that forgiveness was not an action I had to take, but an attitude I could choose to adopt. I didn't have to do it, but it was the next best step to healing. Not only did the change of attitude free my soul from the negative storyline, but my heart opened to more compassion, love, and peace than I ever dreamed possible. Forgiveness was an amazing gift to me. Forgiveness is a tender process and a highly personal choice. Your experiences are yours to tend to, but anger takes up a lot of real estate in our hearts, and it pulls a heavy curtain over our ability to love freely. Honor your pain by allowing it to be felt and heard, and then consider releasing the drama. Just for today, begin to forgive and let go a little and free your soul. I can't honestly say I've had major issues with forgiveness in my life. I've had some, but I wouldn't call them major, you know? Well, I've had people I've held a grudge about for a while and then managed to let it go. I think the first one I remember is when one of my aunts died, and I was supposed to be like a half beneficiary in her estate, and the other group managed to finagle things to have her rewrite a will when she wasn't in a fit state to rewrite a will, and cut me out of it. But it took me a while to get over that. But eventually I thought, well, what goes around comes around, and I don't need to hold on to this. So what Mary Davis is saying here is, I'm sure most of you realize, is that the person that we hurt most when we bear anger and grudges for a long time against people is ourselves. Because any negative feelings held in the body for a long time don't do your body any good, and they don't do your mind any good. And the ironic thing is that if you're keeping it all to yourself, the person that you hold a grudge against, number one, probably doesn't even know about it, and number two, it doesn't impact them in the slightest. So the only person that we're hurting by holding on to grudges is ourselves. Is it easy to let go of this? No, not really. Well, it can be, but more than likely it's not, especially in a marriage situation. How do I know about this? Well, I know because I do a lot of family mediations, and by family, it's usually either divorce, amendments to divorces, or people who've had kids together and they're trying to figure out how to handle a future. And of course, as you know, a lot of divorces end in recrimination and people bear grudges for years. So they need to do a lot of work. Affirmations can help a lot. Excuse me. Going through a program that helps you release it is also good. There's lots of good programs out there that help you do that. If you need some, we can give you referrals to them if that's what you actually need. And you can see a practitioner or a minister to do spiritual mind treatment for you, to pray for you, if you want to put it that way. And as I said, there's lots of courses online and lots of material online that you can actually use to work through. But maybe one of the easiest ways is to start using affirmations. And then whenever the anger or the hurt comes up, is just simply to consciously choose to let it go. Because remember, when things build up over years, it's like cooking something in a pressure cooker. Pressure cookers are fantastic, but if you forget to let the steam go gently when you finish cooking, it's going to blow the valve out and stuff will come out with it. And that's what happens to us when we keep the lid on for so long. We poof, explode. And if we don't explode, it just gradually eats away at us mentally, physically. So, good advice. As I said, is it easy? No. Is it worthwhile doing? Absolutely. And if you need help, reach out. That's really all I've got to say. If you missed the soul session yesterday, it's on our Facebook page. It's on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page. Go check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. And let me see. That's really about it. Reverend Lisa will be on tomorrow morning at 9:30. No, 9:30, right? 9 or 9:30 or somewhere in between there. Reverend Jesse is starting teaching a Bible class on September 30, which is, let me see, that's a week from Monday. And you can see more information about that on, I think it's on our Facebook page. I'm not sure. If it isn't, it's in our weekly email. And if you need our weekly email, reminder, info@creativelife.org. You will get our weekly email. It comes from Constant Contact, which means nobody else sees your address. You won't be spam. We won't bombard you. That's really all you get, unless you opt in for something else. So take a deep breath and just let it go. And just be present to yourself in the moment and try a little bit of meditation. If you don't do it now, try some mindfulness, and we'll see you next time. Namaste. Oh, the affirmation. I have the power to choose to forgive and release myself from the pain of the past. I have the power to choose to forgive and release myself from pain in the past. I open to the free flow of love and peace in my heart. I open to the free flow of love and peace in my heart. And those are a great way to start the forgiveness process. So, as I said, until next time, Namaste.